Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Moohead Radio. I'm your host, a big and furry bovine. And today we talk about the Cleveland Browns in relation to what I saw this weekend in the NFL playoff games. And we'll also have an opportunity to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and what they have to do to try to beat the Utah Jazz at home. I mean, in Cleveland. Everything's
13-25. And we still might lose this game.
It's a challenge. It's all a challenge. I wanted to start out the program for a lot of the people who happen to listen to this program, because if you're a Browns fan, you can't be a Browns fan of the postseason because there's never a postseason. Okay. So you pick your poison. You're going to say, I want to see such and such a team do well. And you end up watching and you get crushed a second time, is what it amounts to. So what I wanted to do to make everybody feel so much better about the Browns and
about the embarrassing endings to some of these games, man. Jesus.
Yeah, well, this is what I've decided to put up for you. And this is, and if I can kick this up to a full screen for you, here it is. Some of the epic fails that you will ever see. And let's go.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
There you go.
Oh,
here's one of my highlights.
Yeah.
I couldn't even Oh!
Yeah.
Jump on the board, Kizzy.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, that's gonna hurt the board.
I think the last one is my favorite,
That'll hurt the observer there. The broken pole come flying out back at you.
Oh, for God's sakes. So it could be worse, folks. That's my point. It could be worse.
Well, I don't know. There's some point, a year or so ago, where I talked about how hazardous the actual sport of cheerleading is. So all the young girls and men that get hurt, serious injuries. So yeah, those track and field's dangerous as fuck. You get hit by a javelin when you're running the 400 meters. Somebody throws a javelin off course or a discus out of the net and get clubbed by one of those fuckers.
Yeah. Anyway. So we'll get in talking about the playoff games in just a minute, but the Browns have requested an interview with Grant Udinski, the Jaguars offensive coordinator, for their head coach vacancy. Now, what makes this an interesting situation, this guy is the most meteoric rise guy of the bunch, all right?
Okay. All right.
I mean, he's 29 years old.
All right. Well, that sounds like something I would like.
Well, but the problem here is that how can we he's 29 years old. He entered the role with minimal coordinator experience, but a reputation as one of the league's fastest rising young coaches. All right. I'm not going to blow away a candidate because he's young. All right. He's from outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's a former player at Davidson and Towson. He began his coaching career at Baylor in 2019. I'm just reading this off of his resume. He just then when Matt Rule ascended to the Panthers head coaching position, Udinski joined him there. All right. That was his first time in the NFL. After 2 seasons, Udinski's his momentum took a big turn when he was hired by the Vikings in 2022, initially brought in as the head coach of special projects.
Oh, so he looked after Tony the Calf in Minnesota.
Exactly. In 2023, he transitioned to assistant quarterbacks coach, navigating a tumultuous season and for the Vikings because they were all injured and they had no set quarterback, and they went through 4 quarterbacks. Sound familiar, Browns fans? Udinski continued to progress in his career. In 2024, he was elevated to the offensive coordinator, assistant, and assistant quarterbacks coach, with the Vikings finishing 9th in scoring and 12th in overall offense. All right. So it was at the whim of the relatively new Liam Cohen, the
Is he Jewish or Irish?
I know where to find coaches. I know where they live. And he hired Udinski by promising him the full offensive coordinator position, something that he had never really had. So that was that he was going to go with that. But here's the thing. Yeah. Liam Cohen retained the play calling duties. Does this sound familiar to you? So we have a 29-year-old guy. No, or is he 32 now? I don't know what Tommy Reese is now.
He looks very young, Tommy Reese.
Yeah, and he's never called plays really, ever. So that's who the Browns are going to be talking with next. So it's interesting from a standpoint that he might be of interest to the Browns as an offensive coordinator who actually devises offensive schemes, as opposed to just a guy who's beneath Liam Cohen. But time will tell.
Oh, well, yeah, this leads me right into my comments I was going to make.
Yes.
On NFL.com, they've got a link where you can go in and track every single NFL team's acquisitions and the GMs and coaching thing, and see who's being interviewed. And it's all nicely laid out for you in this long link that you scroll through. One thing I notice is that of all of that whole long scrolling process, there is only one person of an assistant of the Cleveland Browns that's being interviewed, and it's the safeties coach is being interviewed for defensive coordinator at some godforsaken NFC team or something. So that makes my point. You know what you'll never, ever hear in your life? The Stefanski coaching tree. Like the Belichick coaching tree or the fucking John Madden coach. You will never hear that because he doesn't fucking grow a fucking tree, Stefanski. He's all to himself. He doesn't train anybody. Everyone he hires is dumber than he is. And
he's going to get another job.
But you will. I'm saying, I'm calling it January 12th, 2026. Come back to this podcast 20 years from now, and if you say Stefanski coaching tree, well, then you can go fuck yourself because it will never happen.
Yeah, this, Big Lurker's taking a ski vacation. Robisky, Chudzinski, Stefanski, Udinski.
Oh.
Chudzinski was my favorite.
Yeah, I love Chudzinski.
And I understand problem. I have no help, but I understand problem.
I was let go after 1 year, and
you know who did this to me? Moose and Squirrel.
Moose and Squirrel, yes.
Yeah, all right. We're going back many, many years, and so I don't expect people to know what the fuck I'm talking about because they weren't watching this program all those years ago. Nor should you continue to watch this program
you
for
can
that length.
Literally go back on YouTube and spend your life away watching old Moohead episodes from 2009, or if you want to. There are worse things you can do in the world than do that.
And David Slevsky saying the Ravens want to talk to Jim Schwartz. There's going to be a lot of people who want to talk to Jim Schwartz.
Yeah, but he's not part of the Stefanski coaching tree, though, is he?
Right.
Yep.
And but one thing about the situation with Jim Schwartz is that the Browns want to talk to him too, and it's an interesting thing. All accounts say that anybody that they're bringing in to talk to about the head coaching position, they want to keep Jim Schwartz as a defensive coordinator. The problem is, it's ego. You want that title, you want that shot to be a head coach. It's money. And there's always that chance that if your team does well, you can pad the account a little bit because Jim Schwartz is 63 years old. And, it's just like Harbaugh is. At this point, you have to believe whatever opportunities they've had some decent opportunities. And this is like for Jim Schwartz, it's a Romeo Crennel move. It's an opportunity to be a head coach. And you can't blame him for that. He's been in the league a long time, and he's a really fine defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Oh, God. His name's been invoked.
No.
I don't know. Oh, for God's sakes. And I'm obligated to do this.
I'm smelling something now.
Hi there, David. Something, it's just you and me. Mano a mano. I'm beatboxing with my nose. I watched every single minute of every single game. I was like David Bowie and the man who fell to earth. This is a reference of an old movie. I don't expect you to understand it because you can't without the details. I have to start doing this now or else my face will get stuck. That's what my mother used to tell me. If you do silly things like that, your face will stick like that forever. And when she was, and while she was staring at me and saying this to me, she's like, well, how did you get that way? Okay.
Oh, roast.
Just having fun.
Shots fired, Moo.
Yeah, I know. Just having fun.
Hey, so Moo, would you be okay with hiring Schwartz as the head coach if the Browns went ahead and went forward with that?
I don't understand.
Would we be okay with that?
Would you be okay with the head coach being the defensive coordinator this year?
No, because he's not what we need. He's not what we need. Though we say he's just a friend. Though we say he's just a friend. Oh, baby. Okay.
Well, you can always bring back Greg Williams.
And we still haven't found what we're looking for.
God almighty.
Moo, I still watch some of your old classics. You're like, and that's why Greg Williams will be fired at the end
Greg
of the
Williams.
year.
Yeah, Greg Williams and Jim Schwartz are quite similar.
Thank you.
Archetypes.
Thank you so much. But it's Grandpa, and you're illiterate. What can I tell you except if you can't spell Grandpa, it's short for grandfather, then you need more education. But thank you for thinking of me. Oh, and I wouldn't use the word forcing, but they are saying that they want to keep him as the defensive coordinator. And again, the problem that you have, John Harbaugh is not going to let somebody push him around. He goes wherever the hell he wants to go. And I can't believe the first team he chose was to talk to the Falcons.
Wow.
What was he going to do? Was he going to just play with Arthur Blank's dick just to see if something happened? Right. I don't understand. That's not a winning franchise, and I don't know why anybody would want to go there. But
they did bring in Matt Ryan.
President of the
that's
fucking mean. That's like Mike Holmgren when he was like on his golf cart, riding around. Yeah, no.
No, at least Mike Homer had energy. He said, "At the end of the year, Browns fans, don't be asking me for a playoff ticket."
Yeah, that's right. He did say that.
Because and that's right, Big Lurker. Schwartz already interviewed for the Browns job. The fact of the matter is everybody in the organization knows Jim Schwartz. The players respond to him. It would be a great loss for the Browns to lose him, but I would understand. I would certainly understand if he got a head coaching job. You can't stop a man from, especially at this time of his life, getting an opportunity someplace. Although the openings, it's not the most promising thing. And I can guarantee you that with Lamar Jackson in the situation he's in, the Ravens are not going to hire a defensive coordinator as a head coach. Let's be real about that. So, and you know something? That's the thing. I'm not going to talk about the Steelers today because everything is not determined yet.
We play them tonight, Moo. We play them tonight.
Yeah. And do I think the Steelers have a chance to win? Well, they're playing at home.
Absolutely. They absolutely have a chance to win.
I mean, anything is possible, but I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is good enough to pull it off. But then again, what's the weather like in Pittsburgh, you see?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm hearing it's supposed to be 16 degrees and it's snowing.
X-Blast, if you can tell me what the weather's like in Pittsburgh, that makes things more interesting.
Well, it was snowing last night.
All right. Because, CJ Stroud, that's going to be a challenging situation for him.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. See, I don't hate Steelers fans. I don't like Mike Tomlin. I don't like the organization, and I don't like the way the NFL's in bed with them. But that has nothing to do with you. You have a right to cheer for whatever team you want to cheer for. And I talk to everybody. Low 30s. It just depends what the winds are like and all that. But everything I've seen from Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have a deep throwing game. He doesn't have the arm he used to have. He doesn't have the speed and escapability that he used to have. And pressure on him could cause
that's the thing.
Cause real problems.
Houston's got a great front, pass rush and all that.
Yeah, we got the number one defense right now.
But with that said, and then I'll get off the Steelers game.
The Steelers find a way to win these games. God damn it.
No, I mean, what I believe is that, CJ Stroud is going to be pressured to some degree. And the question is, can they maintain drives and stay out of third and long situations and avoid making mistakes in that stadium? So that'll be interesting. A Big Lurker says, we have completed an interview with Cliff Kingsbury for our head coach position. Make it happen.
Well, I think we should get Kingsbury and Wink Martindale
reviled. Cliff Kingsbury has been reviled everywhere he's gone.
Watch out, bringing Raheem Morris.
Yeah. That would be like the 35th place he's been. The man must have a cute body odor. I don't know what the story is. What I wanted to do before we get into what happened in the playoff games here is to remind people of something. And I want to share a screen with y'all and to remind you of things that you may have forgotten. All right. And let's add it to the stage. All right. If you don't remember what Dylan Gabriel looked like playing for the Cleveland Browns, I'm going to blow this screen up for you. Okay, there. And
is that the Tennessee Titans?
Oh, I don't even give a shit who it was. It was everyone he played. Here we go.
That looks horrible.
Yeah, it looks like
Titans. It's in London, yeah.
Nah. Look.
Why do I hear? I'm open.
Right down the middle of the field.
Touchdown.
Njoku, I'm going to run it back.
Run it back. I tell you, Mendoza hits that for a touchdown every time.
Well, I mean,
I'm not a Mendoza fan, but he hits that.
He's not even looking that way.
No, he ain't looking. He don't know.
He's going to the primary read only. Anybody who says something to the effect of,
we can't see Njoku. He's too short.
He's better than Shadur. It's like, blow me. Get
Yeah.
down on your knees and blow me. Okay?
Yeah.
Because no. It's like, no. No. I can't be any more. No. Okay. All right.
Rams and Bills.
So if you don't
Maybe.
believe me, again, I'm going to share another little thing for you with Dylan Gabriel as the star. Okay. It is so nice to have this.
I mean, just go look at his hype video from Oregon, and you'll see Dylan Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback. Jeez.
All right.
Oh,
And this
Steelers.
is against your Steelers. All right. And
Oh, no.
opportunity only strikes a few times in a game. Here we go.
Here we go. We're gonna hit the button. Oh,
I
yeah,
think
it went for half a second. Oh,
it is frozen. What happened? We'll try this.
ooh,
There we go.
moving.
All right.
Moving. He's going back to the shotgun.
moving. Yep.
Oh, wide receiver nearly lined up offside. Oh, watch the guys with the arrows. Oh, here comes the ball. Back to throw. Yeah. Wow, he's like 30 yards open there.
I mean, and you'll see this for the
Let's see
other.
it from this angle.
Yep.
Oh, there goes Judkins out to the left.
He's not
There you
even
go.
seeing these people.
Oh,
Oh, there's Njoku. And there's
Look,
he's looking over at Njoku, and he's not seeing the
his
guy.
head is pointing
open.
right over here. We'll keep it going. It's
Still
still looking there.
Still looking there.
But by now, Njoku is
Well
covered.
fucked. Yeah, and he's going to get covered by the other linebacker in a second. Yeah.
And now he's looking here.
He's looking here, and he was going to still get covered by the middle linebacker. Yep. And boof.
And throws the ball away.
no
But-
one was open.
But what? Yes, there was. And,
Yes. Go back to the original view.
and yes.
you'll see
And
the-
now this is
you'll
the
see
start of the play.
Junior, Whoever it
And
was,
just
was wide
look up
open.
here. All you have to do is keep your eyes right here by the 40-yard line. He never even looks this way, man. I mean, his head's supposed to be on a fucking swivel. And it's just bam! Jerry Jeudy he drop it probably, but still
He's open, yeah.
wide open, and he never even looked that way.
It's painful.
It is painful. And
He's stuck.
the reason I want to remind everybody of Dylan Gabriel at this time is because I watched all of the games. I wanted to see what these teams looked like.
Yeah, why are they in the playoffs and we're sitting at home?
And in many instances, there really isn't an overwhelming reason. Here are the names of the quarterbacks that I've written down here on my trusty paper. Josh Allen, who finally got through because
In the away game.
Yep. Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, Love Hurts, my bunghole hurts, Justin Herbert, and Drake May. All right.
Drake May.
And then Caleb Williams. All right. So what I'm going to say is this: none of these football players, quarterbacks, and I'm doing this because of fans who are just so hung up on the goddamn quarterback position that they can't see beyond the tip of their Christian noses. It's hard enough to see beyond my Jewish nose. You can't even see beyond your Christian noses. A quarterback is a great thing to have, but if he doesn't have anything around him, he isn't going to be any good. And if you get a guy who's reasonably talented, but probably not the greatest quarterback in the world, in fact, a guy like Jacoby Brissett or somebody of that ilk who has experience, but has never proven that he can put anything together, if you have better players surrounding that person, you could be a 500 team, just like these fucking teams that I was watching this weekend.
Correct.
They're not good.
Yeah.
And that's the most painful part of it. These teams aren't that good. So the
Which
thing
is
right
why
off,
I'm saying we're a few players away from having a playoff
exactly.
team.
And that's why
I'm convinced of that.
the title of the program is Good News for Browns Fans, because what I'm seeing out there, it isn't like, and we don't have anything, and we're not that far away from these people. We played some of these teams and played them pretty competitively because they're not that good.
I mean, Jordan Love. I mean, we beat the fucking Packers.
Yep.
Yeah. We beat the Steelers.
Yep.
Yeah. We beat Joe Burrow.
And we played the 49ers competitively. So
up till like the last quarter or so.
Yes. Yep. Because they realized they couldn't win and they quit and all that.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence,
big nose.
Yeah.
Great hair.
Big
Great
nose
hair.
Fabio.
Yep.
Again, Liam Cohen has done a great job turning that around for now. And the way he did it was with a really solid running game. And in this game, that running game was spot on. They ran for 154 yards of the game. It isn't like they weren't able to move the ball at all. But when Trevor Lawrence had to handle the greater weight on his shoulders, and excuse me, Bullwinkle, he sucked the big moose. All right.
There's nothing wrong with sucking the big moose on occasion. Yeah.
All right, there you go. I try not to think about that, you know. I could think of what if Rocky was blowing
the moose,
blowing the big moose, and you want to know what it would sound like?
What would it sound like?
I don't know why they're making me do this. Mick, I can't go down on a moose. All right, so wrong, Rocky. I'm sorry.
Be safe. Exactly my point in the chat room. Yes, Greg Newsome gave up the game-winning game. He was horrible the entire game, Greg Newsome.
Yeah,
what a great trade
inert.
that was to get rid of him, man. He may be athletic and have talent and innate talent, but he don't know what he's fucking doing out there.
Yeah, and I think, again, we'll talk about the Pittsburgh game in just a little bit, but even the throws that Trevor Lawrence made, I gotta tell you, they were a day late, a dollar short. He does not have a strong enough arm to be a prolific NFL quarterback. I think he is going to be quickly out of the league. I don't think that he's gifted enough to do the job. He's not so escapable as to be like Lamar Jackson, and that means he's more easily caught and injured, and he's already had his share of problems that way. But even when the receivers were given a cushion, the ball was late getting there, and it ended up in two interceptions that the team could not, just couldn't overcome. Now, Josh Allen was 28 for 35 for 273 yards, but Fabio only completed about 60% of his passes and had 2 picks. And they dominated the running game. I mean, Buffalo only had 79 yards on the ground, and 33 of them were Josh Allen. They only had 46 total yards on the ground.
Yeah, Cooks was cooked, man. He was like stuffed.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go. Every opportunity in the world for Jacksonville to win, including the away game miseries of Josh Allen, and they couldn't do it. So my belief is the 13-4 record of the Jaguars is an
An
outlier. It's an outlier.
apparition. Mo, it's
Mo,
an apparition.
That's an apparition like a ghost from Shakespeare. That's hi. You probably remember me. I'm Spinner Dave. I'm Spinner Dave. And I kicked the basketball through a hoop.
From the mid-court.
That's exactly right.
Damn, you've been roasting everybody today, from you to your mom.
Oh,
everybody.
yeah. Everybody.
Everybody.
That's my job.
The big one.
To be tasteless. But again, I just think that they're an outlier and that they're not, they're going to be a legitimate 500 or so team, but I don't see them being 12-4 again or 13-4 or whatever the hell they were. I don't see that happening. As far as the Eagles are concerned, and I know Super Bowl champion Eagles, Jalen Hurts is a check down Charlie. And I don't know what has become of the offensive scheme, but you want to talk about every chance to win a football game. The only way I knew that they were going to lose for sure is when I heard their fans booing. And I said, that's it. It's done. Ball game, because it's over. The Philadelphia fans determined that their team was going to lose before they showed up to the fucking stadium. It wasn't that Hurts had a bad percentage but when you complete, your average completion is like 6 yards and you're not doing anything. Brock Purdy gave you two interception gifts. And that's another quarterback. Brock Purdy doesn't have the arm strength either. He's got a really good head coach with an offensive mind. We do know that.
Yeah.
But again, the reason that Philadelphia is not a lasting Super Bowl champion and constant threat the way that Kansas City was is because they're held back by Jalen Hurts. They're held back by, if Saquon Barkley doesn't bust the long one, which, he had a 29-yard run, but they kept him in check. 106 yards was what he gained, but didn't break one loose. And there was nothing running the ball really beyond that. And Brock Purdy, I mean, he was 18-31. That's, again, you're right around that 60% completion. That's the number that people were hating on for Browns quarterbacks. And, Purdy has better wide receivers and a much better offensive scheme.
Oh, God, yeah.
But you saw how immobile he was when he got rushed. That's the first thing I noticed is that Purdy didn't know what the hell to do.
No, he was.
So what does all of this mean?
All together in a nice little bow for us.
Well, the Rams beat the Panthers, and the Panthers lost because Brian was cheering for them, and you all know that to be true. And the Panthers had every opportunity.
They had so many gifts. I mean,
but you don't give the ball back to Matthew Stafford, even if he had a hurt finger, because he's done it before.
Yeah.
I mean, and Bryce Young's never done it before. Bryce Young, 50% completion is all he could manage, and he threw a pick.
Well, I think he's got better days ahead of him. I think he still has an upside. I would definitely say that.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at these young quarterbacks and people I'm naming, you can't tell me that there's any of the names I've mentioned to this point that strike fear into your heart.
Fear? No, there's no Hall of Famers on that fucking list.
Right. So
Josh Allen might one day, but no one else.
So what I will say is this. One guy that's Caleb Williams.
Yeah, he kicked ass.
Caleb Williams played a lousy first half. How do you know for a real young quarterback, when you come back from 21-3 down and it's your first taste of playoff football, he has a remarkable arm. But that doesn't mean much of anything because there's lots of quarterbacks who've had strong arms and didn't know where in the hell it was going. The thing that makes him impressive is you look at the arc from his rookie year to this year, and you can see the light go on, and he understands where he's supposed to go with the ball. He's faster than a lot of people on the field, but he's not pulling the ball down and running with it a lot. He is getting people out of position. And if you stray off your wide receiver, if you're a safety or a cornerback, he can throw that the one play where he was going to his left and literally left his feet while he was falling down and threw the ball 40 yards in the air right into the hands of his receiver. That's the stuff that makes for great quarterbacks. You know, Dan Marino had a gun. Terry Bradshaw had a gun. Now, there are guys like Joe Montana who didn't have the big gun, but man, he had receivers out the yay-wee. And, you know,
an offensive scheme that no one knew how to defend at that point.
Exactly. And Patrick Mahomes didn't have what I would consider to be a cannon for an arm, but he had all the right pieces around him. And Caleb Williams is just starting out. He only completed 50% of his passes, but 361 yards. He threw 2 interceptions, but he was able to come back in the most important game of the season so far. And I've been watching this young man play in the back half of the season, and man, I can see the light go on. You saw what he did to us, for God's sakes.
The Bears ass raped the Browns. That was probably the biggest ugly beating we got all year was by the fucking Bears, man. They ate us alive.
Yep. So, you know, that's the only real lasting quarterback I see out of the bunch. And Jordan Love, again, he only completed 50% of his passes, and he threw for 4 touchdowns, and it still wasn't enough because Caleb Williams can bring you back because he has that big play capability. So to tie it all together, it's like you had Dylan Gabriel, Browns fans, to start out the season, and the little pipsqueak doesn't have the ability to throw the ball more than 7 yards down the field with any accuracy. And he stares down his receivers, and there were never any big plays. Shedeur, on the other hand, is prone to trying to do more than he's capable of doing at this point. But he makes big plays. He's made big throws down the field without
he's not cowardly. He's not afraid to try these plays. He's
nope. And without an offensive line at all, and without wide receivers, without guys who even know how to catch the ball. So what I say is, why waste time drafting a quarterback when you know Mendoza is going to go before the Browns pick? Okay.
I would absolutely think he would.
Absolutely. And the Browns aren't going to give away their draft position to pick him. I mean, that would be insane. So there isn't anybody up there, Dante Moore or anybody else. There aren't people that would be worth getting. You improve the wide receivers and the offensive line, and at least you know you have a quarterback who can throw an accurate deep ball. And probably could be even better than he was this year with a little protection. But you're going to end up having a guy who maybe has a bit too much of Jameis Winston's blood in him and wants to be a hero and tries to do maybe more than he's capable of doing.
It all depends on who Haslam Sports Group hire as our head coach, you know, and we just got to sort of kind of trust them. Yeah.
And it's why I showed those videos. People forget, you know, whether you want to admit it or not in listener land, you watched, you know, Shedeur's head was on a swivel. In fact, it was too much on a swivel because if you're doing that too many times, bam, you're going to get hit. Yeah. So
bam, like John Madden.
It's not just seeing down the field, it's taking action, and it's being, you know, like it would be like if William Shatner were the offensive coordinator talking to Shador on the sidelines, he would say, "You have to throw the ball," because you could be looking all over the field, and if it never leaves your hand, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So, that's the rap that I would have. But I would rather have Shador with bona fide receivers and an offensive line, because it would keep the defense honest. And I think that in and of itself becomes the most important thing that the Browns need to be able to do, because you saw there was no respect for the Browns running game.
No respect at all. It's like Rodney Dangerfield.
People were in our backfield before the backs even touched the ball. But, with God willing that, Quinshawn gets better and is back to form, and Samson, it's, you've got two running backs who have the ability to break off large runs. And if you find a head coach and an offensive coordinator who can balance the scheme and to not discourage downfield throwing, because again, in the games that I watched this weekend, the teams who made big plays won games.
Correct.
There are a lot of teams grinding it out. And the reason you're seeing more and more coaches rapidly going for it on fourth down in the NFL is because they can't get a first down in 3 downs. And it's fucked up.
4 plays to get 10 yards. They tend to do it, but yeah.
It's frustrating to see, we're going to go for it on our own 32-yard line.
I got a comment that's related to that.
Sure.
I'm seeing also in these games playoff refereeing. And what I mean by that is that the refs seem to be calling the game on the 50-50 plays in favor of the side that's losing, or in favor of the side that has the ball, or in favor of keeping the game close. I don't see one team being favored over another, but I do see the team that happens to be behind at that point getting the favorable calls. And that's why you're getting 8 lead changes every fucking game.
Yeah, it makes it more exciting for the fans, and it makes people
it more exciting for Vegas, because the volatility on the
having strokes and heart attacks, right?
Yeah, when you go from 2-5 to 5-2 in a matter of 30 seconds, that's how you're going to kill people that are gambling on these games.
So, I mean, I would rather have no quarterback picked in this goddamn draft.
Oh, God, yeah.
Let the two guys, Gabriel and Shador, let them, whoever the new coach, whoever the offensive coordinator is, whatever the situation is, once again, get it. But this time, an equal opportunity.
A fair battle.
Because it wasn't. It was all skewed towards Stefanski's lover boy crush on Dylan Gabriel.
Hawaiian crush, yes. The thing is, there'll always be some third quarterback hovering around out there that they could pick up too. That a game manager, Brissett type of quarterback too, that they could start for 5-6 games if they have to. There's always going to be that fucker out there.
Yeah, and Barbarian. Yeah, I agree with you. And this goes ebb and flow. And let me explain why the big play is forgotten, is because teams that were built on big plays and ultra fast, the Tyreek Hill Chiefs, where they were just firing guys down the field, that's gone away with the zone defense,
basically.
It's having all of the 3 deep kind of concept in the zone, and that's why everybody's throwing short passes over the middle, and that's why you see quick. How many fucking swing passes did you see to running backs? Over and over and over again. How many wide receivers were cutting off patterns and just going to the sidelines
I got a comment about that too. The swing pass every fucking game. There was one that was incomplete that you had to spend 20 minutes looking at to see. Oh, is it a backward
pass?
Oh, is it a forward pass? Oh, is it a fumble? Oh, is it a lateral? Oh, is it popcorn? I mean, God damn it, those passes are not safe. They're
Well,
not.
if you want to get the ball, if you feel that the defense is going to blitz in a blitz package, you want to get rid of the ball quick and then see it's all.
Yeah, but the blitz package. Sorry, the blitz packages are all different now. There's blitz packages, but still have that odd linebacker out there waiting for that swing pass to kill your running back 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It's all leverage as far as who's on your offensive line. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people are running two tight end kind of sets, because you want to have two bigger men. If you don't want your guards going all the way out wide like that, they're going to miss in the open field. But
the entire Rams broadcast, they were sucking McVay's dick about how he's having this 1-3 big receiver thing, and Nakua and then all these other big guys catching the ball and blocking and all that. And that's the future. Well, maybe that's the future this year, but what's going to fucking happen next year? I don't know, because I'll go to Vegas if I did.
Well, again, in every instance that I've seen, like when Dylan Sampson took it to the house 60 yards on a swing pass, and what happened was there's two blockers and only one guy.
One guy.
And that fast running back gets through that first wall, and that is open field running. It's just like a punt return, quite literally. So, or a kickoff return. It's like Eric Metcalf in the open field. So I understand it, but it's mind numbing how often over and over you're seeing it, and how many wide receivers are going out and just cutting off their patterns, going to the sidelines, and the defenses at that point are playing a little soft that way. And but what happens is there are mistakes, offensive linemen jumping off sides, sacks, or predetermined running formations where the backs are
illegal motions all over the place, and
or just the running backs are getting tackled to the backfield. The next thing you know, you're in second and 13, and then you're in 3rd and 8, and then it becomes harder to put in big play kinds of things when the defense is leveraged, because they can have a given down where it's not a surprise blitz. You don't know exactly where it's coming from, but you kind of figure it's coming, and you can't hold on to the ball long enough to throw a long bomb. That's what's happening to the NFL. So I guess it's understandable. I want a quarterback who has big play capability, not because you're going to be Daryl LaMonica-ing. That's an old reference.
Or Lenny Dawson even.
Right. Yeah. You're not going to go bombardier, but you've got to keep the defense honest. And the thing with Kevin Stefanski is he shrunk the fucking field.
And he made it easier for the other team to win.
I used to think a football field was 100 yards long until I saw Kevin Stefanski's offense, and I realized that he had turned it into a 15-yard field. And everything is just, and you're seeing game footage of Dylan Gabriel's receivers wide open downfield. Njoku waving his hand here.
They might as well have Maytag on the back of their uniform as their name, because that's how often they were used. The old Maytag repairman. There's another.
I was reading on I don't know whether to believe on social media, but the word is that Njoku doesn't want to have anything to do with coming back to Cleveland.
Wow. I think his time's over anyway.
His time is over. But after you start seeing some of this footage, he wasn't even being looked at. He wasn't even being looked at. Yeah. And that was a horrible trade.
Oh, he was like offensive, Newsom, yesterday.
Yeah, really bad. really bad, and that's the way it's been. Um,
He would have got the Peter Alice play of the game had that been the Browns.
yeah, but it wasn't. Thank
It
goodness.
wasn't.
Oh, which reminds me, before I forget, I was actually chatting with Bronk on the phone, and I was watching one of the games.
49ers game.
Yeah,
49 Eagles.
on Sky Sports, which is the
Right,
British,
right. Yeah, right.
British broadcast.
Me and Big Lurker would be well familiar with all that.
Yeah, and it was
Let's-
great because instead of going to commercials, in the timeouts, they go back to the studio. In their studio, it's great. There were two black guys,
The black
and
guys that one of them like each had a cup of coffee in the NFL. They all played for the Giants or God
Right.
knows what else.
and one guy was wearing something that was just god awful
They looked like
hideous.
pajamas. Yeah.
They did look like pajamas, honest to God. But I love the third member of the team is the British guy. These other guys, had a cup of coffee.
a
in
cup
the
of
NFL.
coffee. They played in the NFL for like 6 games or something.
Yeah. And so, but the main host, he's like, so I can't quite understand that last play. The man was zigzagging, and all he needed to do was to go straight. It's like you don't really watch football much, do you?
No, they kind of have. That's the shtick they've done for the past 25 years, and what they don't really appreciate is that there's people like Big Lurker out there that have been watching NFL since Channel 4 days back in the late 1880s or 1980s. And there's a whole following of people in their 50s that have been watching American football for 30 years here who actually know the game. But they still treat people like, oh, it's a thing that no one's ever seen before. So they always have this naive host on there.
But they had a gal sideline reporter, okay?
Okay.
But it was so different than American television because the ones who are the sideline reporters for the NFL games are all dolled up,
They're hot, man. And even when they're not hot, they try to make them look hot.
This was a chunky white girl, and she's like, and it goes, now we'd like to go down to the field to Titty Girl. She had a big rack on her, but she wasn't dressed properly, and you could also see part of her gut coming out. It was just all wrong, and it's like, back to Titty Girl. It was funny watching that. I had a hell of a time.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that they take up the advertising space. So to put that in perspective for Americans, while you're watching King Henry and his turkey drumstick getting sacked for Allstate, or you're watching the Mayhem guy, or you're watching, Sky Rizzy adverts, or the one that's going to kill you if you have tuberculosis. While you're watching that, that's when they go to this British studio. They bore the death of you for 2 minutes. So either you have a choice of watching these pharmaceutical ads or these insurance ads,
right?
Manning ads,
or Titty Girl,
or you can watch these 3 boring assholes in the studio, and then taking it down to Titty Girl on the sideline. So I mean, take your pick. I mean, after a while,
she comes on the air saying, "Can I finish my sandwich?" Just go right ahead. Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah. Sometimes they show the food that you can get at the stadiums because a lot of it's obviously not unique. Is unique to England. The food in the American stadiums. So.
Yeah, David, not so gentle, Ben.
It's a chore. And then the other adverts when they do show adverts on Sky TV, it's all from gambling companies, but they all tell you not to gamble. Make sure you play safe, or you use our gambling tools while you're losing money, so that you don't lose too much money. It's like infuriating. But anyway.
Here's a question. Why does the big face guy at the bottom always pick his ass and eat it? I had to say something finally. Sorry. I think he's talking about
I don't know what.
I think he's talking about. No, I'm not gonna make a formal accusation of. I don't know anybody who's co-hosted and been on the panel who's a stool leader, but
There you go.
And Carnell Tate is not the number one receiver at Ohio State, and I'm not sure how that plays if he has to go up against the primary defender on a NFL defense. I don't know. Yeah, it's scary. Hugh Jackson, I can't believe that he was ever a hot anything, but that's how it
Mr.
goes.
Rudy Roll, wasn't he?
Oh, here comes a scare tactic by our friend David Talevsky. What if the new coach kicks the tires on Watson? Then he's going to get kicked out, because if he brings that up in his interview, Jimmy Haslam's go, woo! The door swings both ways. He's be gone. No, you're not going to ever see Deshaun Watson play in a Browns uniform again. No.
Oh, you're right, Oliver Truman Jr. Yeah, Gus Johnson and his Jenny Taft, who's from Minnesota, by the way. Tony the Calf Country, Jenny Taft.
You could. Nobody is going for field goals now. It's like go for it on fourth down, and I mean it even infected Kevin Stefanski to the point where it was ridiculous. It's like, why are we always in fourth downs, coach? Because we can't get first downs. Fuck you. Do better, be better. Well, that's what I keep saying every week.
We must do better. Let's look at the tape and do better. We lost everybody. Everybody that was here is gone, like Calf and Stephen Rose. They all had better things to do. So there you go.
Yeah, well, so that's what I have to say for all Browns fans. If we get the O-line patched up and we get some receivers and our running backs are healthy, and I actually think that we even have a backup running back. I think Raheem Sanders is better than Jerome Ford.
Oh, God, yeah.
He serves a purpose. He's in there to run north-south, and that's it.
Yeah, he doesn't zigzag, does he? Why does he zigzag?
If you see Raheem Sanders going east-west, the play is over. It's just, but that's what Ford would do, and it would just drive me crazy.
Wow.
Yes, nuts.
Anyway, I do think the Steelers are going to win tonight because it's the fucking Steelers. That's the only explanation I can have for that. But,
so I believe that you stay with Shador, and you might want to bring in not Bailey Zappi, a veteran quarterback. You might want to as well to work with the young quarterbacks, and that would probably be a smart move.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be loads of number 3 guys out there that they can get somebody like in August for all that. Yeah.
So the Cavaliers are playing the Utah Jazz in Cleveland tonight. The Cavaliers are 22-18 for the year, and Dean Wade is out again. Dean Wade, you could look at him funny, and it's 3 weeks he's gone. And when he plays, he does okay, but he doesn't play enough. Max Strus is gone. He's going to have an amputation, and
peg leg Strus.
But I will say this: a lot of the people who are watching the Cavaliers are saying, it still ain't fixed, but it's better than it was. And that better than it was started when Lonzo Ball stopped playing.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about that.
I'm absolutely convinced that they've turned Darius Garland into Ty Jerome, coming on with those floaters that they lets off halfway up the lane and instead of going to the rack. So
yeah, and
anyway,
here's the other thing. I love when people say, wow, Evan Mobley really turned it on in that fourth quarter. It's like, well, did you notice that Jared Allen wasn't in the fucking game? I mean,
exactly.
You have to be watching the game. Jared Allen plugs up the lane. Where is Evan Mobley supposed to go? And if Evan Mobley is 15 feet away from the basket, he's got to put the ball on the floor and get the ball stolen from him.
Or kicked away or jump ball or
Yeah.
any number of bad things can happen, like
But
Woody Hayes.
when the floor opened up, who was flying in with slam dunks, follow-ups, and doing his job? Evan Mobley.
Evan Mobley. Yeah, he should be playing the 5.
And that's
All
the
the
deal.
time. All the time.
And right now, I don't want Jared Allen on the floor in crunch time. He's going to play, absolutely, but not when the game's on the line in the fourth quarter. Everyone's saying how the Cavaliers are doing much better in the fourth quarter, and the problem is they can't play in the second quarter, and they fall behind by 16 points. But every game they do really well in the fourth quarter, and it's almost as if, are you watching these games? There's a couple of things that are happening. One,
there's causality going on here, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, Darius Garland is moving much better now, and he's doing something that I've been screaming that he should be doing for years.
What?
And that's fuck the drive to the rim.
He ain't doing that anymore.
Floaters. He's got one of the best floaters in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, for him and his little body and his weak foot to charge into the lane and try to go all the way, he's going to get the ball not only blocked, he's going to get the shit kicked out of him.
Oh, he's going to get hit in the eye every single time.
His strength is his first step when his foot's not hurt. He gets around his man, gets in the paint, stop, go up, float. Or stop, go up, lob pass to Evan Mobley or to Jared Allen, depending on who's in the game. That's the first thing that's happening. The second thing that's happening is that Sam Merrill is playing. And Sam Merrill is a legitimate three-point shooter, unlike DeAndre Hunter, who doesn't have a clue what he's doing from behind the arc.
Yeah.
Another guy who's being misused in a scheme and has lost a ton of confidence. But Merrill has been shooting 53% from behind the three-point line in his last several games since coming back from the bruised hand. And that opens up so many other things. And we're not even mentioning Donovan Mitchell when we're saying these things.
Yeah.
What opens the floor up is bringing in Jalen Tyson, because Jalen Tyson is finding his way onto the floor at crunch time when the big guy, Jared Allen, who doesn't play any damn bit of defense anyway, we're going to move our feet and play hard, fast, run after you kinds of defense. And if you're going to beat us, you got to beat us in the paint, because we're not going to give up those 3-point shots. And you're noticing that in the fourth quarter, teams that are hitting 50% of their 3-point shots for the first 3 quarters are suddenly being shut down in the fourth quarters of games.
Right.
And a lot of that has to do with the closeouts that even though they're not big guys, they're quicker. And Jalen Tyson has an attitude. He's got a good attitude. He's not afraid to put up the 3 when his number's called, and he's making those shots. Merrill is doing the same thing. Garland is doing the same thing. And Donovan does the same thing. And Mobley. Those 5 guys, any one of them can become dangerous and hurt you down the stretch. That's your final lineup. You don't have to worry. And you get rebounds from hustling, not just from height.
Yeah.
And CPJ is another guy who figures strong in this, because he gets 6-7 rebounds every night he's out there.
Yep.
And he's not tall, but he's fast off the ground. Same thing with Tomlin, fast off his feet. And that's part of the deal. You got to know where the ball's going, have a feel for it, and be able to jump for the ball. And if we're getting defensive rebounds, with that lineup on the floor, we're going to push up the floor and we're going to get open looks. And it's nice seeing Donovan passing the ball and not taking 40% of the shots in the fourth quarter, and them winging the ball around the perimeter so that these guys can get open looks, because they're burying the open looks. The reason the Cavs' 3-point percentage is down this year is because they haven't been able to swing the ball nearly as efficiently and quickly as they did last year. That's in a nutshell. I'll be interested in seeing what the Cavaliers are capable of doing tonight.
Well, I'm going to be watching the Steelers. Whether I watch the Cavs or not is debatable. I haven't decided yet.
You'll watch the Cavs. Deep down, you love them. Yeah. Yeah, watch the game because they have been playing better lately, and it's not good enough. I know, but look,
they tend to win when I don't watch, though.
That's what all fans say. Yeah, but you can see that it's not as bad as it was, and hopefully, Kenny Atkinson will start seeing the light and start playing the right people. If you want to play an up-tempo game, you can't have Jared Allen on the floor.
No.
He's like a big fucking Muppet out there. I mean, it's just not going to get it done.
He clogs the drain with his hair, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, and he has a place, but it isn't in the final moments of the game when, the game is going to be close and you need to hit 3-point shots. You can't just be operating mano a mano, one-on-one with Donovan Mitchell and dribble. It's pass, pass, pass. And if you have all those guys, even Mobley is a perfectly normally a 37% standstill 3-point shooter.
Yeah, when he's not terrified. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, but again, the reason that he would be terrified is if somebody were on him. But if you're swinging the ball around, he loves the look at the top of the key. He likes that.
Yeah, when he's in rhythm, and you can see when he's got the right rhythm on his shot, then he's fine. But when he's like rushed or panicked or whatever, then anyway.
I think Tony came to say goodbye.
Getting it under the wire. Did you see who passed away on Thursday?
Hold on, your mic is way over modulated. Let me hold on. Now go ahead.
How about now? Is that better?
Yeah,
it's better on my headphones.
Did you see who passed away on Thursday?
No.
Bill Livingston.
Oh yeah.
Bill Livy. I wasn't thinking. I'm thinking athletes. Yeah, I had Livy on the show one time. I had him on, and he was very gracious to come on. And I tried to ask some people I know who were on the scene, but whatever it was a very brief illness. Oof. And nobody was really willing to talk about it because he went fast. He was only 77. Wow. And again, these people are
they're all gone. I mean, all the people that were proper news reporters from our era, they're all,
And, I never had bad things to say about, some of the guys who were the hard-boiled newspapermen, and Bill Livingston was really a hard-boiled news guy. He had been at a number of newspapers through the years. And it's a shame that these are the people who get replaced with the shills.
Yep, and the Grateful Dead are even more deader now.
Yeah, Bob Weir died.
Yeah, so they're all dead. The Grateful Dead.
So Bob Weir. When did he pass away?
Yesterday, I think.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
God, only a touch of gray.
There you go.
All right. Well, thanks for reminding me of who died.
We would have said something about that, but we're getting old too, and we didn't remember.
Yeah.
So, Tony, who's win the game tonight? The Steelers going to win?
No.
Yeah, I think the Texans are going to go in there and win.
I think the Texans are going to win.
I think the Texans will win too. And part of me is because now I'm not going to say that I would have the same hate that Ben Johnson has for the Packers. But fuck the Packers! Fuck you! Fuck the Packers! I mean, fuck the Packers! Fuck the Packers! Now, I was expecting him to say, "Fuck the Fudge Packers." He was gonna offend everybody.
Well, the Steelers start out like they did against the Browns in that one playoff game where they absolutely stunk out the thing. They could get really beaten badly. If anybody's going to win big, it would be Houston. But I think the Steelers, being the Steelers and at home, they will win. So,
No, we'll see. You're going to put money on it, Bronk?
I have put, I think, a grand total of $5 on the Steelers.
That's about how much I believe in him too.
Yeah, I put like $5.
Bunch of fucking nose pickers. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in to this edition of Moohead Radio. Thank you, Tony the Calf. Thank you, Moose. Thank you, Steven.
And you know what I haven't done today? I haven't said go fuck yourself to anybody. So I want to go say go fuck yourself to the Eagles fans because they're a bunch of shit ass.
Oh, speaking of go fuck yourself, I have a different reason quickly why I wanted to join the show today.
Sure.
Oh, you got another go fuck yourself.
And it's a callback to Friday.
Okay.
And Mark agreed with him, and I'm sure General Dog is a nice guy. He means well. But you wouldn't take John Harbaugh if you won a Super Bowl? Fuck off. What a I don't want another team's cast-offs, is what he said as for a coach. I'm like, if it brings you a Super Bowl, big fucking deal.
Yeah, no, but I don't think that the last 10 years would tell us that John Harbaugh had the special sauce.
Yeah,
you know?
I think he's diminishing skills, so John Harbaugh, but anyway, I mean, what do we know anyway? You know,
you know, I keep thinking whenever I think of the Ben Johnson thing, you know, in the locker room, you know, his big speech is, you know, he made Kevin Stefanski just look like he was asleep in the weeds. I could imagine this. If it were not Ben Johnson, it was Dwayne Stat. All right, you guys, fuck the Packers. Fuck them. Just fuck them right up the bunghole. I am so fucking sick and tired of that little bullshit owned by the community football team. If I wanted a community football team, oh, Jesus Christ, I'd go to Little League.
Thank you, Dwayne. See, that was the other thing the show was missing. It was missing a go fuck yourself and also Dwayne Stat. Now everything. Now we can close the show.
And I can't wait for that Pittsburgh game. I just can't wait.
Now we need Dick Goddard doing the forecast for the game.
The Woolly Bears in Pittsburgh.
I never stray too close to Pittsburgh because I'm afraid that some Polish guy is going to come up behind me and jam his meat up me. But it's going to be a dong freezing 30 degrees outside.
Right here on the Monongahela.
You know something? I've never been on the Monongahela. In fact, I never knew a woman named Monongahela.
Wasn't that the name of the running back for the Bears, Kyle Monongahela or whatever?
You know, I wouldn't know that either.
He went to Michigan. He was with two Ethiopia couple. Yeah.
I don't know shit, and the reason I don't know shit is because I'm an announcer for the Rays that nobody wants. Nobody watches the Tampa Bay Rays. That would be the one thing. They would be the ultimate invaders of our country. They could all be foreign people from Somalia, and nobody would come after them because nobody even knows the Rays.
Correct. Yeah, no one knows them.
God almighty. All right. So thank you, everybody. We'll be back again on Friday, and we'll be watching the games tonight. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.